Howdy, folks. John Pelham. Those of you that are members of First Christian Church that were around church yesterday know that we had a really kind of a monumental issue that came to First Christian Church, and the congregation voted to assume ownership, as you will, of the Ruth's Place, Oak Trail Shores. And it was an overwhelming vote, and those that were there, I think, appreciated the way the vote went. And I'm here today now talking with our pastor, Justin Jeter. And Justin, I think the vote indicated that the people of our church are excited about this and interested in it, and I'd just like for you to kind of visit how you are and where you are and where we are.
Yeah.
I guess the work starts now.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate the question, John. Gosh, I came in this morning feeling all kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there is a sense in which, it feels like we've kind of crossed this threshold here. But you're right. Things aren't going to get easier now. Things, if anything, get more complex, and we all get busier. The first thing I felt yesterday and that I felt this morning when I reflected on yesterday was gratitude. Yeah. A lot of gratitude for, and I don't want to take too much time, but let me just name a couple of these things. I'm grateful for Ruth's Place.
Yep.
And everything they've invested in this outreach center. They didn't have to, offer to transfer it to us. They could have just put the property on the market or something like that, but they care. They care about what's going on out there. And I think that's a big part of why they hoped that we would assume this responsibility as they focus more of their energies on the health clinic there at the Ken Hill Health Center, which is needed. So I'm grateful for that and their patience with us. We've taken our time.
They've borne with us a while.
They have borne with us. Yes. I'm grateful for the team here that kind of studied this issue in earnest for 6 months. They worked hard. Grateful for Kevin Downing, who chaired that team and led the presentation yesterday. And John, I am grateful for our congregation and their faithfulness. Yeah. And I want to say very specifically, this is important to me. I am grateful for the people that voted yes, and I am grateful for the people that voted no.
Well, absolutely. That's what it was all about. That's what a vote's about.
That's right. Because we're a congregational church, and everybody here has a voice. Yeah. And I really trust that every one of those people prayed about this and thought about it and talked to each other and studied the issue and did the best they could to vote in the way that they thought was most faithful. Yeah. So I'm really, again, I'm grateful that we have some people that voted no, because I think, those people had some concerns, and maybe they can be a help to us as we...
I think sometimes that's the loyal opposition.
Right, as we address some of the challenges that they were concerned about. They might be able to reflect some of those concerns in a way that helps us to address them going forward.
Well, obviously, as this has gone on, the people who have expressed those negative ideas have raised questions and raised issues that have caused the discernment team to address those and work around them in 100%. Many cases.
100%. I think we're in a much better place with a much clearer understanding of how this thing is going to work going forward by virtue of the fact that people asked hard questions. Yeah.
Well, as they said to the dog, what do you do now that you've caught the car?
We got some work to do.
We got some work to do.
We got work to do. I am excited about this, and the reason I'm excited about it is manifold, right? I'm excited because I do think that this is a very potentially meaningful way for us to serve, to serve people in our community, to come alongside those people in mutually transformative efforts that grow them and us. I think we have, there are families served by that outreach center that have needs, important needs, and this is a hard world to live in, and I think to the extent that we can be a blessing to them, help their lives to become, more sustainable, and just share dignity. That's one of our 4 core values: build relationship that offers them dignity, and that also is a blessing to us, right? And that's kind of the second thing that I'm excited about, is that I think that this effort is going to grow our hearts. I mean, we like to say we're doing it for the folks out there, and we are, but we're going to get just as much out of this,
or more,
as they are. Beautiful relationships. We will learn, we'll grow. I think it's going to stretch us. I don't think it's going to be easy.
Oh, no, it's not. And I think that's what kind of concerns some folks. How are we going to do this?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a challenge. I think we have good folks. I think we have a good plan. Mm-hmm. Some things will go differently than what we thought. I think we'll figure it out together. I think we'll learn and make adjustments as we go. And ultimately, all of that, I mean, hard and good are not mutually exclusive. No. I think I've said that a couple times in this process. Mm-hmm. I think the very process of digging in together to some of these challenges, that process is itself going to be an opportunity, for us to lean in close to the heart of God, ask God's guidance, and to grow in faith as we serve.
Well, growth comes in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes growth comes out of hardship.
Yes.
And
often, I think that's true. Yeah.
You talk about what we're going to get out of it. I say the same thing about Meals on Wheels.
Yes.
I get, there's nothing that I've ever done in my life that has given me more, satisfaction or inner growth, I guess you'd say, than doing that, because it's and we'll have the same thing with Oak Trail Shores.
No doubt. No doubt, because we're going to look people in the eye and get to know them and see the light of Christ.
Where do we go now? What's some concrete steps?
Yeah. So to be fair, there's a fair number of practical things that still have to be worked out here. We have voted as a congregation to move forward with the process, but there is still legal work and title work and all of that. That's going to be a shared process between us and Ruth's Place as we figure that out. There will be, lawyers and money people and all that involved, and and that's probably going to take some time too. I'd be surprised if it doesn't take at least a month to kind of work through paperwork and all those kind of things. But even as that is happening, I think there are opportunities for us as a congregation to be preparing for the ministry that we're going to be doing out there. And this Wednesday in our church newsletter, Pastor Austin is going to put out a piece that's going to contain several specific concrete things that people can do to get involved right now and help to lay the foundation for this. Good. Candidly, one of the big things that happens out there is the after-school program. Yeah. Okay. Well, the school year just ended, but there will be another one here before we know it, right? Yeah. And it used to be after Labor Day, and they don't wait around for Labor Day.
No, they don't wait around for that anymore. So it used to be on the cotton picking schedule.
There you go. There you go. No, we'll have all it'll all be fired up with lots of HVAC in mid-August here at Granbury ISD, and I would really love to see us, between now and then, lay the groundwork so that we can hit the ground running with that program with those kids come August. So again, that newsletter thing is going to have a list of ways people can get involved. We know there's some work that needs to be done on the food pantry facility out there. We won't break ground on that, of course, until we own the property, but I think conversations will begin about how that works and how so that we can once again be ready to move once we own the property.
Well, I guess the old saying is, now we can put our money where our mouth is. We voted. Now what do we do with it? What do we do with this? We've got it now, and it's going to be up to us as members to sign up where we can.
I've had a lot of people come to me over the past couple months, and I think we saw the results of this in the congregational survey that we did. Kevin used a good metaphor in the presentation yesterday, where he said, there's a difference between what you'll do to a rent house versus what you'll do to a house that you own.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people come to me and say, if we will as a church step up and take on this commitment, I am ready to pour myself out at a level beyond what I've done out there in the past as a volunteer. So I am hoping, and frankly, I think we're all counting on all those people to do that.
Yeah, I mean, and as I say, it'll be up to our members to take ownership of the jobs that need to be done.
Yes.
Well, I thought it was a good day. I I agree. I thought Kevin did a super job with the presentation, and I thought the people spoke, and as old as I am, I can still get excited about stuff like this. And so
we're going to center ourselves in the love of Christ, and we're going to figure it out together one day at a time.
Good deal. Thanks.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Folks, thank you for watching. You've heard the mission now. When we get the weekly newsletter, it's time for us to step up. So hope we will. Thanks for watching. Look forward to seeing you next week. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.